I think it's a fair assumption to say that we have all either dealt with or have been close to someone who has had to deal with divorce. My parents were divorced for the first time when I was 11 years old. My own marriage also ended in divorce 4 years ago when my children were the ages of 4 and 8. Everyone involved in a divorce is directly affected, and most negatively, the children. Some of these negative effects can be seen in behavioral issues and social struggles. They also present themselves in the mental stability and social development of children, also, and that goes all the way up through adulthood. And one of the most detrimental effects is the ability to make healthy decisions regarding future relationships. The effects of divorce are detrimental to the mental and sociological health of children, both during and beyond childhood. Children of parents who divorce may initially present and develop behavioral issues and struggle socially. In younger children, the majority of stress is caused by parental conflict, and this is usually before and after the divorce. This means that the actual divorce is sometimes a relief for the child. A 2013 article by S. Rappaport in Family Law Quarterly states interparental conflict in a failing marriage limits a parent's ability to be responsive. This lack of responsiveness causes guilt, shame. Children feel unwanted or neglected. They sometimes they develop a "I do what I want" attitude, and since the parent is so busy dealing with their own issues, the discipline is lacking, and so that's where the behavioral issues come into play because they do get away with whatever they want. It's important to remember that the more depressed or angry a parent is at the time of the divorce, the more depressed or angry the child is probably going to be after the fact. Another negative effect of divorce can be seen in the social struggles of a child or in schoolwork. An article titled "Does Family Structure Affect Children's Educational Outcomes?" published in 2013. The researchers Ginther and Pollack reveal that children who experience changes in family structure are more likely to drop out of school than their classmates whose parents stay together. So this rate is higher among children the younger they are when the parents split. And this is due to a lack of emotional skills being developed in order to handle such traumatic events. The effects of divorce on the child's mental stability and social development can be seen early and more than likely last through adulthood, and are better identifiable if we base them on gender. In a study published in 2006 in the European Archives of Psychiatry and Clinical Neuroscience, researchers Huri, Junkari, and Aro show that in females of divorced families, there were reports of higher levels of psychosocial ailments such as depression, and they were also more likely to struggle in their interpersonal relationships. The same study shows that both genders, male and female, reported lower levels of education and higher rates of unemployment and being divorced themselves. Both genders were also at higher risk of being involved in negative life events, such as participating in criminal behavior, and they were also more likely to participate in risky health behaviors, such as smoking, drinking, or doing drugs. One of the most detrimental effects of divorce on children is the ability to make healthy decisions in regards to future relationships. Researchers Irola, Harkonnen, and Drunkers state in their June 2012 article in Social Forces that as adults, children of a parental breakup are at a higher risk to be divorced themselves if they marry, and they are also more likely to marry someone from a similar background. So if I'm likely to get divorced because my parents were divorced and I marry somebody whose parents were also divorced, then the probability of us getting divorced ourselves skyrockets. Another issue that presents itself is broken trust. When trust is broken, it's very hard to get back. And when that trust is between a parent and a child and that's broken, the anxiety and the hurt can be irreparable. It causes so much damage that that child may never be able to trust anyone ever again. They may not even want to. This emotional effect also presents itself in the grown child's own parent and child relationships. So they may be less less likely to get close to their own child, and their children may not even want to be close to them after the divorce. And on the other end of the spectrum, when the divorced child's parents, who were divorced, are ailing and need to be taken care of, those grown children may not take as good a care of them, and they may totally disregard that relationship altogether. It makes it very hard to be in a relationship. In conclusion, marriage is hard, staying together is harder. We need to focus on the children. Hetherington wrote in 2003 in Family Relations that intimate relationships are the most important guiding force in human development. We have to realize that children, especially young children, are in a very fragile state of development, and we need to think about that when we make our growth decisions, because the effects of divorce on children are detrimental to their mental and sociological health, both during and beyond childhood.